Have you heard the story about Johnny Fine and his Elizabethan ruff? Well, during the 17th century in the Massachusetts Bay Colony, he wore ruffled shirts and collar. He wore them when he attended Sabbath church services and elsewhere. You see, Johnny had just arrived in the Massachusetts Bay Colony from Yorkshire, England. He came during the Great Migration, 1634 to 1635, and settled in the Springfield area. Well, Johnny was a hod carrier, a menial job paying less than $1 a day for hard labor. You see, hod carriers hauled bricks. They'd carry them on their backs to the bricklayers. The bricklayers often worked a couple of stories high in their construction. As a result, Johnny carried heavy loads up ladders and over scaffolding to where the bricklayers were working that day. Did he mind? No. Johnny was willing to do what he had to do to make his contribution to the building of his new country. He did have aspirations, though, for a better life, and that's why he purchased his rough shirts and collar before he left England. He purchased them off the black market. Of course, he didn't wear them in England. He wasn't entitled to wear them. And he certainly wasn't going to get caught wearing them. He would have been drawn and quartered. You see, only the upper classes of Western, Central, and Northern Europe wore the Elizabethan rough clothing. As far as he was concerned, though, America was a wilderness far from Europe. Suffice it to say, he liked to be seen as somebody, and he personally liked the ruffles in his shirt and collar. He stood out. Unfortunately, as backwards as Johnny thought the Bay Colony might have been, being in the wilderness, the people weren't backwards, and you could say they became ruffled when he persisted in wearing those particular garments. Why? His clothing didn't reflect his true position in society. A man should present himself as he is and be thankful to God for the work he has to do. As liberal as our culture may be today, it wasn't that liberal during the 17th and 18th centuries. People were expected to appear as God gave them appearance. And yes, Johnny's wearing rough garb misrepresented his vocation as a hod carrier. Moreover, his wearing Elizabethan ruff told those around him that he secreted covetousness. He was jealous. Even if that wasn't true, who could trust a man who was uncomfortable in his own skin? In what other areas would Johnny present a misleading life as a potential fraud? No, Johnny's insistence to continue wearing his ruff ended up taking him into the general court, where he was found guilty of misrepresenting himself to the detriment of the greater society, and he was fined 6 pence. His Elizabethan ruff, well, that was burned.